Hello and welcome to or welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda, and on this channel you're going to find all sorts of strategies and resources for growing in your relationship with God. Today I want to share with you how I do a summary for each book of the Bible. I just created a template recently because I have been reading and studying different books of the Bible, and I just wanted to create a template for how to record the information for each specific book of the Bible. So that's what I want to share with you today, is the template that I have been using. So I created this template, and I'm going to put the link down below so you can download it for free. So it's a pretty straightforward template. So I just want to go through each section with you. And if it's something that you're interested or want to use, like I said, I'm going to put the link down below so that you can download it for free. So when we look at this template, the first thing is obviously the book. So which book of the Bible are you studying? And then it's going to go over some of the background information. Who is the author and the date that this book was written, or the date, like the timeline or time frame of that book in the Bible. Next is the audience. So who was the author writing to? After that, you're going to look at the purpose and the context of this book of the Bible. And then if you go to the back side, we have the main themes or points, and then key characters. And then it's going to have the summary and key verses. And the way to find all this information is you can use your Bibles, or you can go on and search, like do a Google search or whatever you do to search for the different books of the Bible. Now, some Bibles may not have it. So my primary translation, this one does not have the background information for any of the books of the Bible. So if I open it up, it does not have any of the introductions to the chapters. But I have about 3 or 4 other translations that do. So that's what I would use when I'm getting this or gathering this background information. And because I'm me, I would use multiple resources, but you use whatever you have and whatever you want to do. Okay, so I'm going to kind of walk through it with you a little bit, using or showing you how I'm going to use it. So my husband and I are getting ready to start studying 2 Corinthians. So we've been studying through the epistles, and we're getting ready to start through 2 Corinthians. So how I would use this, so at the top I'm going to write 2 Corinthians. And then what I'm going to do is, I have a couple different Bibles that do have like the book information. So I've got this NIV study Bible, and if you can see right here, it has all of this background information. And then I also have my favorite Amplified Study Bible, and it has some background information as well. So what I would do is use these, and I also have a couple other translations that have background information. I just didn't want to pull all my Bibles out for you right now. So I would put here first the book, so 2 Corinthians. And then I would find the author and the date that it was written. So if I look at this, here it says who wrote this book. It says Paul the Apostle. And then this one does not have, it says when was it written. This says around AD 55. So I would put that information in here. And then also if I look at my other one, it says, so this one has a big write-up, about the author and when it was written. So this says author, it says external and internal evidence amply support the Pauline authorship of this letter. And then it goes on and tells you more. And then the times, this says circa AD 56. So that's what I would put in this first box. The audience, sometimes it tells you who it's writing to and sometimes it doesn't. So this one says, why was it written? It says inner strife had plagued the church at Corinth. Paul wrote to calm the disagreements, restore unity to the congregation, and to reestablish his role as leader. So that tells me that this book was written to the church at Corinth. So that is what I would write in here for the audience. And then I would go on and look at the purpose of this book, the context. So in here it says, why read this book? So that could be the purpose of this book. Why read it? Here it has, what issues does this book raise? So those are some other things you could put for the purpose. The context. So we know that he's writing to the church at Corinth. It says that Paul wrote to calm the disagreements and restore unity to the congregation and to reestablish his role as leader. So knowing all of that, I would put that in my context. And if I get anything from the other Bibles that I have as well, because like I said, when I'm starting like doing this background information on a book of the Bible, I generally use like 3 to 4 different Bibles just so I can have, or different translations, I guess, just so I can have a multitude of information and so I'm getting it from more than one resource. So I would be putting that information in as well. And then when I go to the back, the main theme and points, if I can pull that out of any of these books, I would write those down as well. And you can just use bullet points for that, whatever works best for you. Key characters, if they're, some books of the Bible, it has more prominent characters than others. And sometimes they put that at the beginning. I don't know if this one, let's see. This one doesn't these two Bibles don't, but some, I know one translation I do has some key characters, so I would pull that from there. Or if it's a book that maybe I've read before, maybe I know some of the key characters and I can put it in there. Otherwise, as I'm reading it, I can fill out that part as well. For the summary, you can do this one of two ways. So you can do a summary based off what you've gathered from these summary pages, or after you've read the book, then you can go ahead and summarize. So it's up to you, because there's no one way to do this. I'm just giving you a template and I'm explaining how I use it. And I just want to give you options, because I feel like when you're studying the Bible, you need to do it in the way that works best for you and not exactly how another person does it. We all think different. We all have a different mind. We all have different gifts and strengths and talents and ways of studying. So I always like to just present options and then allow you to choose what works best for you. So that's why I said you can either do your summary before or after you read your book or read the book. And then the last is key verses. And again, you can do this the same as the summary. Some of them, I'm trying to think. Okay, so this one actually has a couple of key verses, if you can see right there. So it says 2 Corinthians 4, 5, and 6. So that's one you can write down. Or again, as you're reading it, if there's key verses that stand out to you, go ahead and put it in that section. So do this the way that works best for you. That's really the point I want to get across, is that you have to study in the way that works best for you. And, I'm passing along these templates that I created for me because I just like to be organized. I like using binders. I like using templates just because they're a little more orderly. But you have to do what's best for you. And for a while, I was just doing it on notebook paper, but I created the template just to make things a little more orderly for me. I've shown you some of the binders that I've been using for my Bible study, and I just want to make things a little more cleaner, a little more, organized. And I just like using templates for certain things. I don't always use them for my study time when I'm using like a specific study method, but it just depends. It really depends on the day. It depends on how I'm feeling. It depends on what I'm studying. So for different study methods, sometimes I use a template and sometimes I don't. But I did put this together just because I want to do this for each book of the Bible, and I just wanted something that was consistent. And I also just wanted to share it with you, especially if you're new, or if you're beginner, intermediate, advanced, whatever. Like, I just wanted to provide a tool for you that I'm already using, And again, I just want to give it to you for free, so you can click the link down below if you're interested in it. If you have any questions or comments or feedback or anything, go ahead and put that in the comments below. Thank you for watching this video and have a blessed day.